There are 5 stages a person go through to realize the enduring awakening or enlightenment from non-enduring awakening. The first stage is shift to awakening. Your first shift to awakening, which separates thinking from awareness, happens by grace. People sometimes lose all their possessions, family members, social position, reputation, and physical ability. In some cases, the loss can also happen through disaster or war. Whatever you identify with is no longer there, so your mind identification breaks with it. Now here your consciousness gets free from its identification with forms and you get more conscious. Hence, the breaking of ego shell due to disaster or tragedy is a turning point of your life. You see, the grace of God has already been given to you. Now this inner calling from your being can happen anytime due to grace. At times it happens that you forget this moment of grace for years or even decades because your mind will take over. After initial awakening, your mind will take over. So you forget this initial moment of grace. Many people may not initially realize or fully experience the beauty and wonder of calling from the being until a particular event or experience allows them to see it. Now, whether it's a grand moment or a small one, when you realize there's more to life and yourself than you previously felt from the limited perspective of thinking, your journey truly begins. From that moment forward, your path in life takes a new direction and opens up possibilities you may have never imagined before. The beginning of the awakening process cannot be forced or earned, but rather it happens by grace. There is no clear set of steps that can be taken to reach it. The first awakening occurs without any doing on your part and cannot be reversed, though the ego can delay it. Now, what is the relationship between awareness and thinking? Awareness is the space in which thoughts exist when that space has become conscious of itself. Once you experience awareness, you can choose to be present and rest in your being rather than getting lost in useless thinking. Now remember, with awakening comes responsibility, and it's up to you to recognize its significance and bring its light into the world. Then comes the second stage, the end of your mind's world. Now what happens due to this profound shift in consciousness? Whatever resonated with you before is not resonating with you anymore. Your career, habits, relationships, inclinations, likings all fell apart. You fluctuate between awakened and egoic states of mind. You feel out of place. It might feel like the end of your world with its known habits and conditionings. You are going through physical and emotional pain after the spiritual awakening shift. A significant reorientation occurred in your life, and you are confused. You are confused. You're thinking, what I do with my life? What's my role? What's my relationship with my family, friends, husband, wife, and children? You are confused, thinking, why awakening is so painful instead of blissful? And why it is not free from negative states? You see, awakening is painful because it's the start of the dark night of the soul phase, when you don't feel the blissful states like those contemporary spiritual teachers whom you follow. The thought come in your mind, why I'm not as blissful like those spiritual personality I'm following? But why you fluctuate between awakened and unconscious states? Why do you oscillate between inner fulfillment and anxiety? That brings us to the next stage of spiritual awakening, the third stage, which is the dark night of the soul. We can also call it trials and tribulations. See, you may not realize that the most significant thing that can happen to any human being has already happened within you. The whole world is waiting for it, but you are blessed with it now. What you have been blessed with? You are blessed with the separation process of thinking and awareness. You are blessed with that. Now the universe wants to act through you and fulfill its divine purpose through you. But as your old mind conditioning is not yet dissolved and awakening is not integrated fully in your life, your mind still make you identify with unconsciousness. It still make you identify with thoughts, emotions. So the universe will give you trials and tribulations to deepen your awakening in the form of fierce grace, that is suffering. Remember, the suffering in your life is the fierce grace. The ego will make you suffer because it is dying and it is not resonating with this fierce grace of universe. Your psyche is in the process of cleansing through this fierce grace. But be intensely aware. If you meet your trials and tribulation within your deepest realization, with your own being, you will be purified of your egoic conditioning and your divine being will shine through your human form. You need to act from the depth of your being. If you act with your egoic mind, you will again and again get identified with egoic thought and emotional patterns. So don't act from your mind, act from your being. You will halt your awakening process and in some cases even reverse it if you act from your mind. The divine weapon you have against unconsciousness is your alert awareness. Your karma are only applicable and act on you as long as you believe yourself separate from the being. You are as if you're feeling separate from yourself, your Atma. As you are not conscious of inner being and only have mind-body awareness, you will pass through a series of predestined activities and experience. Karmic activities, which are predestined activities and experiences, all of which are the consequence of your previous birth acts and thoughts. In this way, you are bound by destiny. See, for a person who lives from ego, every act and experience in his life is determined at birth. If you are acting from ego, then your everything in your life is predestined. He also has the greatest free will or freedom to surrender to being and realize being. However, when one realizes the being, there is no one left to experience the consequence of actions. So the whole structure of karmic laws becomes redundant. It falls apart. The karmic law structures falls apart. Then he will be, or you will be free from karma as being, which is God, is the doer and no person is acting and experiencing. Whenever we act from the mind, we are in ego consciousness. Now, if you want to be in ego consciousness, you must experience and live your allocated karma, your predestined karma, as per your already decided activities and experiences. Or you have the choice to surrender to being and absolve all your karma, dissolve all your karma. After the dark night of the soul recedes, your being shines like a sun, and deep down you will start to feel its presence. While a spiritual awakening is the process of rebirth of everything you are, the dark night of the soul is the process of dying of everything you are not. Yes? Now, which brings us to fourth stage, that is complete inner transformation. The fourth stage of spiritual awakening is complete inner transformation. Now, due to this divine trials and tribulations, to test your awakening, your body and mind is purified. Your human form is literally cleansed of egoic conditioning and dysfunctional thought emotional patterns. Your mind, body and heart is unified, and they have surrendered to your being, which is God itself. As they say, be still and know you are God. In this stage, you will be withdrawn from the world and go in solitude. You realize that you are the divine being in your human avatar, and you go in solitude. And in solitude, you romance the whole world, the whole cosmos. Just want to be in solitude. And now at this stage, nothing is resonating with you more than your inner stillness and solitude. You are completely transformed from within. This metamorphosis is like the transmutation of a butterfly from a caterpillar. Now, instead of crawling due to worldly resistance, you have been given wings of awakening. You are no more pushed and pulled into wild mental states by your mind. The fluctuation from awakening states to egoic states stops. Completely stops. Your underlying emotion is inner peace. Though you can still feel a range of human emotions like anger, jealousy and anxiety, you can still feel those emotions. The only difference is these emotions now generate on the surface of your mind and fails to identify with you. As soon as they appear, those dark emotions, as soon as they appear, they disappear too. Worldly worries are not acting on you, neither are you driven and compelled by the world. You are surrendered in enduring tranquility, stillness. It feels like the zenith of spiritual awakening, but it's not. It's not the zenith. There is one more stage your mind needs to go through to attain enlightenment. And that is the fifth stage. And that stage is the ultimate life purpose and the death of ego. Now, you see, in non-enduring awakening, the ego was not dead. It may change the nature of ego, making it more unified and whole, but the ego was still there. Now, as you realize enduring awakening, as you are true to your inner purpose of enlightenment, ego is no longer running your life. A vital life force awakens in you. You feel this radiance from the head to the toe. At this stage, you begin to move with what I called spiritual autonomy. It's kind of absolute inner conviction that comes from realizing your divine being that is within you. Now you see, Jesus walked through his life carrying this spiritual autonomy. We all have Jesus and Buddha seed within us. At times it seems like the whole world is against us and the whole world was against Jesus. Nobody understood him. His disciples did not understand him. Authorities and Pharisees did not understand him. But he knows what his mission is, and nothing and nobody got in the way of that. Yes? Jesus was still and ferocious both. The price Jesus pays for the autonomy is his own life. The people with spiritual autonomy have certain mission in this world, and they live this mission out unto their death. Now this mission can be living an inward life of inner stillness, or creating and spreading an outward mission from your inner stillness. Can be both, any of it. After enlightenment, the outward purpose does not express itself equally in all awakened beings. Some feel a strong urge to create and spread their outer purpose, while others abide in their inner being and live a seemingly more passive and uneventful life. They are more inward by nature, and they have no desire to get strongly involved in or transform the world. They don't have any desire to transform the world. They just want to feel their inner being. That's okay. And that's beautiful. One of my favorite authors, Eckhart Tolle, mentioned that they are frequency holder of the world who maintain the energy frequency of the planet with their inner stillness. Frequency holder, you see? They hold the frequency of awareness by just being still. Wow, beautiful, isn't it? Other feels a strong urge to create and spread their outward purpose. They want to build, create, become involved, achieve, transform the world for the better. Their main intention is now to serve the world selflessly. That is also possible. They act like mother of the world in their outward mission. They realize all too well that if they want to carry their outward mission, their existence is only possible with intention of serving the world selflessly. They emphasize the significance of acting from a place of inner fulfillment rather than an inner desire to be this or that. Their life is an expression of bliss rather than a pursuit of it. Now in their outward mission, they are expressing their inner fulfillment and not chasing it. Their desire does not vanish. Rather, it becomes a conscious intention for well. A desire does not vanish. It just transforms as an intention for well-being of others. Their unconscious fuel for their personal identity transforms into a conscious instrument for the well-being of the entire world. This is it, my friend. This ends your 5th stage of spiritual awakening. Thank you. Thank you so much. If this video resonates with you, subscribe to my channel and weekly newsletter below. Once you subscribe, you can download my ebook, The Courage to Awaken. If you have any questions, please comment below and I will answer them.